Welcome to this another exciting tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a logo for a yogurt brand, a dairy product called yogurt, and it's a product for the company called Fidodido. And therefore in this particular case you're going to dive in and be able to look at how you can go to create such kind of a simple, elegant looking logo using Adobe Illustrator. Now let's jump in and be able to see how you can be able to go about it. Now first of all, you are supposed to have the Adobe Illustrator installed into your computer system, and then you open it, and then you go to new, and then you go to file, and then you go to new. Then it is going to display, in this particular case, this option of sizes, but I'm going to go with the A4, the first one in that particular space. And then after that I'm just going to click on OK. So it is going to display for me an empty canvas like that, so I can be able to increase maybe the canvas size so that I can be able to see what exactly I'm working on. And then after that I'm just going to bring in the text tool. I'm going to bring in the text tool, and in this case I'm just going to write the word Fidodido, capital F, then capital D. Then after doing that I click on the move tool, and in the move tool I hold the left button on my mouse, and then I drag so that I can make it a little bit bigger. Maybe I can work with the size of 101. Maybe I can go with the size of 101. Work with 101.037. that one I think it can be large enough. 101 stroke 101.037 pt points. Then I'm going to select a font color that is going together with the dairy product. Now in this particular case I've downloaded a font called Castry is the font that I'm going to use in this particular project. Castry is here. It is a trial font, but I think it can be able to fit for this particular project because it fits well with the dairy products. I've been able to look at some examples of dairy products like yogurt, and I think it is quite suitable for that particular purpose. Then after doing that I want to give it a color, so I'll just go to this area where we have the fill color. Then I'm going to select a very simple color like this. So I want to work with the orange color there. I'll share the hexacode at the end of the tutorial. Then after that I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it. So just Control C and then Control V, so that I can be able to paste it down here. Now in this particular case I'm not going to have the fill color, so I'm going to turn off the fill color for the second text. So I'm going to change the fill color to none, and then I'm going to change the outline color to be white, and then I can be able to make it a little bit bigger by maybe, let me say 47 pt, something very big, so that it can be able to cover the entire part of the entire part of that particular text. Now in this particular case I want to drag. I can go to layers, and then I want to drag the one that has the outline. I want to drag it to come at the bottom. So I just hold the left button on my mouse, and then I drag it down so that the one in orange can be able to appear at the top. Now after doing that I want to copy the one in white. The outline is white, so I select the font that has the outline that is white. So Control C and then Control V. Then after doing that, the next thing that I want to do, I want this text to have an outline like this. I want it to have an outline of green like this one at the end here, at the outside of that particular text. Therefore in this particular case I just need to go here After pasting it, I go to the stroke, and then I want to increase the stroke first to 51, and then after increasing that, I want to change the stroke color to be green, this one. So I click on it, and then if you want to use the same color, maybe I can just display it on the on screen. If I want, for instance, I want to use this color, this one. So this is the color, and this is the hexacode here, so you can be able to see it on your screen. 006838 if you want to use the same color. So by so doing, I want to drag it at the top here, and then after dragging at the top, I just want to rearrange it so that it can go at the bottom. You can be able to rearrange it so that it goes at the bottom. So you can see we have got 3 texts that we have been able to create. We have the first one, which we have been concentrating on the fill color, and then the fill color we have been able to use orange. So this color is here. So if you want to use the same color, you can see the color is here. So it is F7941D. that is the color that I'm using for the fill color. Then after that, we have been able to go for white. So we have been able to go to the second text, and we are using the white color. So the white color basically is FFFFF. That one is the hex code for color, for white color. And then the last one, I've been able to show you the hexacode. Now the next thing to do is to make sure that all these 3 texts have been aligned center, all of them. So what am I going to do? I go to my layer section, and then I'm going to select all these. So I'm going to click on the first text, and then I hold shift on my keyboard, and then I can be able to select the rest. After selecting all these text, I can go to my align. I go to align here, and then I can be able to click on center align. I can also be able to click on this align, vertical align center, and then I go to distribute, vertical distribute center, and then I can also go to horizontal distribute center to make sure that that particular text is appearing at the center of this particular screen. Okay. Then after doing that, I go to the text tool again. Now I want to bring in the second text, that is yogurt. So this yogurt, the yogurt, I want it to use a different font. Now that I'm using the sans serif at the top, I can be able to go for a serif font. So I'm going for a serif font. In this case, I'm going for a very simple font called, for example, I can go for Sizzle. Sizzle is one of those font. But I think Sizzle is more of bold, it's more of capital letters or uppercase letters. I can go for this one, I can go for this particular font type called Bancrypt is also good. I like the way it is appearing. I can go for it, or I can go for Popin. If Bancrypt does not work for me, I can go for Popin. But I like it because the Bancrypt has got also that aspect of contents. So contents basically means the text is quite close together compared to this semi bold. But I can work with semi bold because I think it makes it so elegant. So I can be able to position this text here, down here, and then after doing that, I can be able to resize it. So what I am interested with is to make sure that this particular yogurt fits well at the bottom of this particular text at the top. So I want it to be fitting at that particular point. I can also be able to highlight this text, and then I can be able to reduce the spacing, the character spacing. So I just click on A, which is the character tool, and then after that I want to reduce the size. So I want to reduce the size between one character and the another, called the tracking. So I want to reduce the tracking. So the tracking, I want to reduce it to around let me go for something like, let me go for 40. I think negative 40 can work for me. So I'm going to reduce the tracking to negative 40, so I can be able to make sure that it's big enough. Okay, then after that I'm going to highlight this text, and then I can be able to change the color to be green. So this green here, the one that you have been using in the last text. So this green is the one that I'm using. So maybe I can just double click here. It's 006838, and then you click OK. So that is all about the text. Now the last thing that I want to bring here is the symbol. It is just but that symbol for the yogurt, so to serve as something that you can be able to look at, and then you can be able to say that this is actually a yogurt brand. Okay, so at this particular case I've been able to download an image, and then this image I'm going to use it for this purpose. So this image is here. So this is an image for the yogurt. So I'm going to bring it into Illustrator. So I'm going to bring it into Illustrator, and then after doing that I can be able to make sure that it is big enough so that I want to trace it. I want to trace this part of it. I'm not interested with the bowel, or I'm not interested with the bowel at the bottom, but one thing I'm interested with is the paste at the top of this particular bowel. And therefore in this case I will just go to my pen tool. I click on my pen tool, and then I trace all through this particular part. So I'm going to pause the video, and then I do the tracing, and then I can be able to resume. You can as well be able to pause the video and be able to trace. How do you do that? Basically you click at the start point, like this point here, like this, and then you click on this particular point. This is how you trace, and then you make sure that you align you make sure that you align that particular line up there. So for example, that is not okay. You can also be able to change the line settings so that it has the outline, but it doesn't have the stroke, but it doesn't have the fill. So that is just the stroke. Very good. Then I click at this anchor point here, and then I can be able to continue going like that up to the end. So that's how you go about it. You click at this anchor point, and then you continue tracing the rest of this particular part. Okay, so you can continue with the same trend up to the end, like that. Just clicking at the anchor point, and then you make sure you trace the path that is going to be followed by this particular line. So I can pause this, and then I can be able to continue up to the end. So I've been able to trace through the entire diagram the way I've done that, and then I make sure that I've joined the starting point, and then after that I click on the move tool, and then in the move tool I want to remove now the main object. So I just click on the main object, and then I press the backspace on my keyboard, therefore that I remain with the traced object. That is the traced object. Now I can be able to click on the direct selection tool, and this direct selection tool is just making sure that the edges that I'm having doesn't look so sharp. So the edges at this particular point, you look at them, they are a little bit so sharp. So what am I going to do? I drag it outside, I drag it inward. So by dragging it inward, I'm trying to reduce the sharpness of that particular edge. So I can drag it a little bit up to that particular point. So you can see that particular aspect is going to be applied in all the corners that I do have in this particular yogurt paste that I'm using in this particular case. So by so doing, I am going to remove the stroke. I don't want to use the stroke, so I'm going to put the stroke to be none. But I want to use a very simple color here. So I'm going to a pink part of it, and then I'm going to make sure I select a color that is not so shouting, so I can work with this part here. So just making sure that I get the right color for the yogurt. Yeah, I think that color is okay. So ED70A3, that one is better. So I think that is okay. Alternatively, if it is too feminine, I can be able to reduce it. I think it is too feminine. I can be able to make sure that it looks neutral. I think that one looks more neutral, and it also be able to feature in the color that most of the paste that has, some of them has that particular color. So I can be able to have that, and then I want to rearrange. I want to rearrange this page so that it goes at the back of this particular text. So what am I going to do? I can be able to right click on it, and then I go to arrange, and then I go to send back to the back. If you cannot be able to drag and drop at the bottom, you can be able to go right click on that particular object, go to arrange, and then go to send at the back, so you'll be able to go at the back of that particular text. Then after that, the last thing that I want to do, I don't want it to be so much plain the way it is, so that is too simple. So I just want to make sure that I give it some kind of a texture that look as if it is like a yogurt. So yogurt basically can have some kind of white stains on that particular yogurt. So what am I going to do? I pick my pen tool, and in this particular case I'm going to use white, and then I'm also going to use that per se. Okay, so I want to use white. So what am I going to do? I want to draw some lines here. So here I'm going to draw a line like that, just to make sure that it doesn't look so sharp. The color doesn't look so sharp. So you look at it here, you can go to change the fill color to be white. So I want to change the fill color to be white. Yeah, fill color is white. Good. So I think fill color is white. I can also be able to change the stroke color to be white, and it should be 1 pt. So by so doing, I've been able to have that there. Then I can as well be able to draw another one quickly, so that it can be able to look somehow like a yogurt. So I want to draw another line here, something that goes together with that curve. I think that is too close. I need to stretch it a little bit. I think that is okay. Then I click at that particular point, and then I just make sure that I stretch it like that. Like that. Good. Then after that, I am just going to draw the last one, this side, something that looks similar to that. So I just want to make it a little bit but at that particular point per se, I can just go for something here. Good. I think this is okay. Good. Then you click on that particular anchor point, and then you connect it with the previous one. Something looks very simple like that. Good. And then after that, I can be able to go maybe for something simple at the bottom. Something simple at the bottom. I can be able to click on my pen tool like that, and then I can just make sure that I get the right shape here. Good. Nice. I think that is very good, so that it gives me some kind of a feeling that this is actually the yogurt with those strings. So by so doing, I've been able to go around at that particular space, and then after that, now I think my logo is ready. So the last thing I want to do is just to add some kind of those colors with the hexacodes, so that the user can be able to know the colors that are being used. So how do you go about it? Basically, you pick a rectangle tool, and then you draw down here. A rectangle tool, you draw it down there, and then you click on the eyedropper tool, and then I select this color, for example. So this is the color that I'm using. Then I double click on this fill color here, and then I copy this fill color here. Then after doing that, I pick my text tool and then I put it at the bottom here. So I just Control plus V. Control plus V. It is not going to give me what I want, but I can be able to change the text color, the text or the font that I'm using. So I can work with that font there. So I think that is okay. So basically in this particular case it will help you so much. In fact, if you are going to design other product, this one is going to really help you to understand which colors were you using in your font, so that you don't have a color clash in your working on your project. Then you do that, then you click on that particular rectangle tool, Control C, Control V, and then I want to also put it here. And then what am I going to do? I click on my eyedropper tool, and then I click on this yogurt to get the green color. Then I click on my fill color here, and then I highlight this color, this particular hex code, Control C, and then I close or I click OK. Then I go to my text tool, and then I click anywhere on this particular canvas, and then I click on Control plus V, so that I can go to get that particular hex code there. So by so doing, I've been able to get that color that I'm using in that particular space, like that. And then the last color that I'm supposed also to pick, I'm supposed to pick the last color. So I click on the rectangle tool, Control C, Control V, and then I'm also going to position it down here, and then I'm going to pick my eyedropper tool, and then I click on that particular color there. Then I double click on it, on the fill color there, Control plus C, I highlight, and then I press Control plus C, and then by so doing I click on the text tool, and then I position it down here. So that is the third color that I'm using in this particular logo design. So that is it. Just to make sure that you have been able to get it right. So these are the colors that I'm using for this particular project. So it is really going to help me when I'll be designing the package design in my next tutorial. Kindly you can support me in this particular program by making sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned, so that when I drop the next video on the package design for this particular yogurt brand, you'll be notified. Thank you so much, and bye bye for now.